Today, I'm going to give you 5 app design ideas you can use when building your own mobile apps. App design idea number 1 is to use a side menu. So a side menu, I'm showing you here my YouTube Studio app. This is what, YouTube creators use to monitor their videos. And YouTube Studio actually uses the side menu here. It's these 3 little lines on the top left. You click those and it opens the side menu. And then from there you can select any number of different things like the playlists or all your videos, and then from there it loads the content of the page. So this is a way of organizing pages within your app when you're not really sure what page users would really like to be on, because like all of these things, analytics, comments, playlists, videos, dashboard, they're all kind of weighted the same, meaning this isn't like app idea number 2, which we can jump into right now. So Instagram is a bottom nav. So if you go here and you click on search, you can go to search, or home is home, or you can click on your profile and see all your posts. So this is an example of a bottom nav, which is different from the side nav because bottom nav has less like space for things because everything's an icon and the width of the screen is smaller than the height of the screen. So there's just less room for stuff. Now in this case, like with YouTube Studio, there was actually, only like 5 things there as well. But you can see there's a lot more room in here vertically for app idea number 1, which is the side menu. Whereas over here in the tab bar, there's really not that much room overall, and you've really got to pick 4 or 5 things that you want here. They also used to have the plus button down here at the bottom for Instagram for creating a post, but since then they've moved that up to the top. And that's a design choice. Typically, a lot of apps have their big action item, like especially for content creation apps, they have that like front and center. It's interesting to see here that they've moved it up to the top. I think that's because they want to promote video. They only have so much space, so they had to move that plus button up to the top. So the bottom nav really works well when you know what your users want to do and you put those most common things down there at the bottom. So if you're just starting your app, it might be advantageous to start with the side menu, and then once you know what people click on, then maybe move over to the bottom navigation. So that's just an idea for you. All right, now here is app idea number 3. So number 3 is to use a top nav, and this is a scrollable list, as you can see here, of items, and this can grow large since it is scrollable. It's typically at the top and it's typically words instead of icons. That's the pattern I've seen, so that's probably what users would expect. I wouldn't recommend, flipping these things around all over the place. I'm giving you these app ideas as I see them most commonly in apps, and this top nav where it's scrollable, that is extremely common for a top nav. And if you click on any of these items, it just goes and, navigates to that page. Very similar to any of the other items, it just loads a different page depending on what you clicked on. And so this one is nice if, I guess, you have a lot of items, but you also might want to change this depending on what page they're on. So we can actually mix and match these methods. You can see here we also have a side nav. If we click on this left right here. So this particular app has a ton of navigation items in it, and they're having to mix and match these methods in order to give the user any hope of getting to where they want to go. And I have found this app in particular a little bit confusing, the Seeking Alpha. Usually with a top nav, it's not so many items, and they're kind of more useful, I guess. Like this app has so many features in it, it's a little bit confusing, though it is a highly rated app, and I guess it just has a lot of value to offer. And now let's move on to app design idea number 4, and that is a infinite scrollable content. Essentially, this could be a list of items. It could be a video feed, as we see here in TikTok. And this is great for apps where there's just endless content and the content is the feature of the app. But you can get kind of cluttered in the UI if you're not making the content the core focus. Now TikTok is nice because the video is vertical, so you're allowing users to see as much content as possible. I didn't mean to click on any of these in particular. I'm just kind of scrolling through randomly, but basically if you cloud up the user interface too much in your infinite scrollable list, it will be less appealing than an app that is just focused on the content, because this is specifically for like content-based apps. Social media is a great example, as we can see here with with TikTok. They've had great success with that. You can see that they also do here have, you know, navigation at the bottom. So you can mix and match these as we see here, but this is such a unique style right here where, you know, you're scrolling entire pages of content. I think Flipboard is another app that does something like this. So I decided to make it its own app design idea because it is, you know, so useful as a way to go through content. I don't even know what we're looking at here. There's some weird stuff on TikTok. Alright, and finally, app design idea number 5 is to have a launcher. And this works really great with games. I mean, it's a really common pattern, essentially, like in this main screen here for League of Legends, the Wild Rift version, which is the mobile version. You pretty much like configure anything you want at this stage, you know, settings, invite any friends to your party and so forth. But, you know, once you're ready to play, you just click this play button. You know, that's the core concept. I think in this actually you press play and then you can invite people to that party. But, you know, pretty often in games there's just like a play button if it's not like a networked game, and then that just sends you into a match. So this is kind of more of a pattern for games. It's like a launcher with a lot of different settings here for, you know, changing your rune pages in this case for League of Legends, just configuring all sorts of different settings, messaging your friends, and then when you're ready to play, you just press, you know, hopefully the biggest button on the screen, which is the play button. Alright, that does it for this video. If you're interested in more videos from me, I'll leave a link to my playlist down in the description for kind of more app design topics. Though I do cover both, you know, theory and development here on the channel. So if you're interested in learning about app development, subscribe below, and then, you know, you'll see future videos from me, hopefully, depending on how nice the YouTube algorithm is. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.